Hey everybody, this, my friend, is Atlanta, Georgia, the peach state. And we like our peach tea, a place where people come to reinvent themselves and to find success. And whatever that means, it looks different for everybody. Yeah, May and I are here for a conference and just to have a good time. We're here enjoying the sights and the sounds. Hope you enjoy it with us. And we got cars driving by, lots of it.
And what about this guy?
We were at Krog Street Tunnel.
I guess it's the small things in life that really fascinate you. But when we saw Krog Street as we were looking for places to go visit, it really intrigued Gamma and I. When we got there, it just blew our minds. This place was amazing. To think that this was once just a thoroughfare that connected two communities together so they could work and interact together, now has turned into an art piece, one that changes daily. It gave us a chance to see some of the history, the variety of artistic expression. And this is alive. It changes regularly. The Krog Street Tunnel fascinated Gamma and I because it had so much. Almost overwhelming, but yet in such a way that it was artistic and expressive.
Where everybody's got something to say. But what are they trying to say? We've all got a voice. We all have different ways of expressing ourselves. And this is a place where people express themselves with paint.
Ever changing. I guarantee we come back next week and it's going to be different. Layer after layer of words, of paint, of drawings, of art, reaching out to try to grab you in a special way. And quite frankly, it did. Gamma was a little afraid of me walking in there by myself, but once I got inside, I found this weird, eerie peace about it, because knowing that it was a safe place for people to express themselves made it a safe place for me to come and embrace that self-expression. If I'd have just had some paint, I would have added to the conversation, even wearing a suit. In fact, I think I would have put a big old heart and put Gamma's initial and have an arrow going through it and say, I love you. And I could have even put happy 40th anniversary.
This tunnel shows freedom of expression. Don't wait for permission to express yourself. It's saying, here I am, this is what I have to say. And there goes Gamma. My ride, oh no, I gotta get my ride.
Think of all of the things that have been painted on that wall. What were the people thinking? What were they like? Why did they paint on there? Why did they paint what they painted? This whole experience just made you stop and think about other people and how things like this affected them and allowed them to express themselves. The conversation didn't end in the tunnels. It continued on the walls that led out into the city. All the stories being told in a way that made you stop and think and imagine. Bright colors, pink, blue, yellow, orange, even white and black, fluorescent green, all expressing someone's innermost thoughts and some not so innermost. It brings a much deeper meaning to the phrase, express yourself. Various slogans and sayings and messages, all for the world to see in vibrant colors. All part of the landscape of Atlanta. Inside the tunnel, space is limited. The thoughts that were expressed spewed out, growing down the walls that were outside the tunnels in both directions, expanding as if it's a vine crawling down the sidewalk. It's almost like it had to make its way into the city. Vibrant colors, expressive art, words that jumped out from the wall to grab your attention. This place was unique. It was different, and yet, in a strange way, comforting. It all made you stop and wonder, what are these stories? What is it trying to say? What are these people are trying to convey?
There's that clown you drew.
Makes it interesting, makes it a thought. It's interesting because it provokes thought. It spurs on the imagination. While we were there, we got to go to the Museum of Illusions. Not illusions like the island, but illusions. I guess you could say it's kind of like those walls we just seen. It's all about perspective. And the perspective is whenever you're walking through these rooms that make you look smaller, make you look taller, make you look like you're standing sideways, these expressions, these illusions played with your mind, lights that made the imagination whirl so much you felt like you were falling down. Chairs that looked like big chairs but weren't. Mirrored walls that made it look like you were floating in midair. There have been many people that wanted Bear Paw's head on a platter. Well, here you go. Including Gamay. From floating cards to falling through corridors to mixing bodies in the mirrors. Is Bear Paw tall or is Bear Paw short? Or is just Bear Paw goofy? This one is pretty self-explanatory. An infinity room that made it look like there were thousands of people in the room with you, and it was just you by yourself. Everywhere we go, it's important to find some place that's interesting and different to eat. Something we can't find in our hometown of Austin. Some amazing food that we found. I had steak and eggs, and it was pretty good. It's not near as good as what we can get in Austin, but we enjoyed it a little bit anyway. While at the Grand Hyatt Buckhead, we enjoyed several really good meals. In the Cassis restaurant, Gamay had some avocado toast and side of bacon. Can't go wrong with bacon. While relaxing at the Zen Garden, Gamay and I had some deviled eggs with some bacon jam on them and some really unique non-alcoholic cocktails. My favorite dish that we had were the pork belly sliders. Can't go wrong with pork belly sliders. The Zen Garden was peaceful and had a waterfall flowing through the middle of it. A breeze was blowing through at the same time, and the sound of nature was unbelievable. It was very relaxing. The second night we were in Atlanta, we went to Basil's restaurant. We enjoyed spending the evening with my coworkers and our board president. The weather was just right to sit outside. Not too hot, not too cold, except some thought it was a little bit chilly. We're just finishing up our trip to Atlanta, Georgia. The weather was beautiful, 60s and 70s degrees, a little windy here and there, but we still had a good time. Got to explore, went and saw a lot of neat wonders. My favorite thing was, what's that place called? The Krog, okay, Krog Tunnel. Krog Street. We'll correct this with a little block on the bottom that says, hey, this is what it really was. Bear Paw didn't know what he's talking about. Anyway, just seeing all that graffiti, I thought it was cool. But the creme brulee easy for me to say. The creme brulee cheesecake was amazing. It was so flavorful.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
Good. And then last night we went to a real Italian place, and the food there was really tasty. We both got things we enjoyed, except Gamay got the thing I enjoyed, and I got the thing that she enjoyed. So we swapped, and it worked out perfectly. So.
And I like the deviled eggs with the bacon jam, and then the pork sliders.
Exactly. The pork sliders here at the Grand Hyatt Buckhead. Pork sliders were amazing. That was, I'll say that's the best food we've had here. That's in my opinion. What's the best food you had?
I like the Italian roll last night too, and the cheesecake. So between those and then the pork sliders and the deviled eggs.
So all in all, fun trip. We've enjoyed ourselves. Got out of the house. We explored a park, went to a bridge, just had a really good time. The food in Atlanta isn't too bad, but it pales in comparison to what's in Austin. And barbecue? Couldn't find a single barbecue joint. Now, I'm sure there's some around here somewhere, but we didn't get a chance to try the barbecue. So Austin's still number one in my heart and in my tummy. So people in Austin, if you think traffic is bad there, come to Atlanta, Georgia. The streets are tiny. I'm Bear Paw. And that's Gamay. And we'll see you on the next one. This is Perry. I wonder if they'll share.
In case of an evacuation, follow crew instructions and leave all bags